and welcome to the Football Philosophy channel. And this is a player in focus with a difference. I've already done one player in focus from the Sheffield United game. I did a player in focus on Bruno Fernandes. This is a player in focus on Anthony Martial. I actually said on the last show that I might do a couple more player in focuses. There's still time to do another one, although the Arsenal game is looming near now, and before you know it, the Sheffield United game will be old hat. Hopefully we put the Sheffield United game behind us and have a good win at the Emirates, but that remains to be seen. But I've done this one on Anthony Martial. Mainly, I actually said I might do one on Greenwood and Martial. I think I might have said I might even do one on Marcus. But the reason I've done this one on Martial is he seems to be the one who's getting the most flack on Twitter out of all of them. I've rewatched the game now a total of 4 times, and he's comfortably, now look, you don't need to switch off. I'm going to talk about the clips, and I'm going to put clips on Twitter that will show you the type of service, the type of runs that Martial's making, that either not getting spotted or the delivery to him isn't good enough. And it's absolutely non-stop the amount of poor service from our midfield players and our wide players. It really is very poor. There's poor passing, there's poor delivery into his feet, there's poor crosses, they're crossing it too soon, they're crossing it too late, not crossing it at all sometimes when the ball should be played across the box. We're playing with too much haste. There's sometimes we're playing with patience and we pass the ball around a few times. It's a thankless task playing at centre forward, especially a lone striker. Although we're playing with Bruno as a number 10, he is a number 10 in that he gets a free role and he's not really doing the job of a midfield player defensively. He is playing further forward than the other midfield players, but he's also getting all over the field. He gets into the box, but some number 10s and are sort of naturally strikers who join up in the box. So he does get in the box, but he's often wide as well. So there are situations quite often when Martial is the only man in the box. And to be honest, it isn't surprising if he's the only man in the box that they don't put, especially when they're playing with 3 centre-backs, don't forget. So there's situations sometimes where he's the only man in the box. But because he's the only man in the box and they're not putting the ball in the box, he obviously wants to get involved in the play. And people are criticising him for not being involved in the play. But when he comes short to get involved and lay the ball off, then he's got to get back in the box. He's often the only man then there's nobody in the box, and he's got to try and be that man who's in the box. So it really is a thankless task, and I've got 19 clips to put on Twitter, and I've done it in a different manner. It's not going to take me long to go through these clips whatsoever. The reason being, I've done a voiceover on the clips, so a lot of what is, well, on each clip, on every clip, what the clip is about is actually spoken about on the clip. So this particular show, it won't take me that long to go through the 19 clips, because I'll just say briefly what they're about, but then the description or the discussion of each one is on the thread. But there's 19 of them. I'll probably have to do 2 separate threads on Twitter, on Rick the Red UK on Twitter. But it's all about what a thankless task it is, really, playing at centre forward. The lack of quality in the service to the centre forward, and there will be clips of him running around trying to get positions, by the way, and the ball not coming. It's not just about him standing there and the ball not being good enough. But as I say, there will be 2 separate threads. But clip number 1 on the first thread. Just very quickly on this first thread, if you do look at it on Twitter, I do say, because I took loads of clips, by the way, I've not used every clip. This was going to be my second clip, but I've not used the first clip. So I do say on this one that this is similar to the previous one, but because it's similar to the previous one, I've not used them both. So I'll mention other clips before this, but there aren't any clips before this. This is the first clip, even though it doesn't sound like it if you listen to it on Twitter. But all that one is he tries to make a run in between 2 centre backs, a centre back and a right back. There's a dead easy ball through the gap, and Marcus gets the pass all wrong, and it goes straight to the defender. Martial's made a good run, Once you've made that run and the defender, you've put the defender behind you. When the ball goes to that defender, you've no chance of getting it. So I'm sure people watch it and they get frustrated, and there'll be numerous situations like that where people go, oh, Martial. It's not Martial at all. Watch the clip and see what you think. He just goes straight to the defender. Martial's already running that way. He can't do anything about it. That's clip number 1. Clip number 2, similar situation. He's trying to, this time the ball's too long rather than too short. It's only just too long, but it's just up there just to show that he is making a run. He's making plenty of runs as it happens, and this is a pass by Telles. It's just a tad too long, and the keeper comes out and clears it. Not criticising Telles so much for that one. It's not a bad effort, but look, Martial's made a run and the pass is too long. Clip number 3 is Marcus on the right wing, and the clip pauses at a point where he should cross it. I've cut the commentary out because obviously I'm speaking over it, so there's no commentators on it apart from myself. But in the commentary, the commentator says, because look, when you're watching it, you might think, oh, should he have crossed it there? Should he have took it? Trust me, he should have crossed it. The ball was there to be crossed, and you've got to get it across that 6-yard box. Marcus takes an extra touch. As I say, you can't hear the commentator, but even the commentator says, oh, did he take an extra touch too many there? And he did take an extra touch too many. Number 4, I've just put it on there. I've been going through all of it. It's not really a big deal, but it is a big deal when you're not scoring goals. Clip number 4 is the disallowed goal. It's never a foul, and it's just, that's how your luck goes. I've said that on the thing. It's just how your luck goes when you're not scoring goals and you're desperate for a goal, and it really should be a goal, that, but the referee disallowed it, and the VAR man didn't overrule him. It was ridiculous. Clip number 5. Clip number 5 is Bruno gets the ball in the inside left channel, and he's got Telles to his left. Martial's been involved in the link-up play, and it's a really nice piece of play. And as Martial gives it to Matic, Matic gives it to Bruno. As Matic gives it to Bruno, Martial starts his run into the box because they've built up from outside the box. He starts his run into the box. He sets off. He only makes 5 or 6 strides. That's all he makes. 5 or 6 strides, or if that, into the box at a pace. But he's expecting Bruno, he's timing it. He's expecting Bruno to give the ball to Telles, and he's timing his run. It's all about, it's like clockwork. He's expecting Bruno to give the ball to Telles because Telles has got a better angle for putting the ball across the box. A ball being put across the box for players to attack is much easier. And I know these balls in from an angle, they sometimes drift in and some people can flick them on. Sometimes then balls from angles, they miss everybody and go in the net. I've seen that happen. I think I've seen it in a Burnley match the other day. But it's still not what you want to do. Your percentage ball is the ball that's getting put in square across the box or even pulled back from the dead ball line for your players to attack that ball. That's the ball that you want in. So Bruno's got the opportunity to give it to Telles, for Telles to cross it. Martial knows that. He starts his run at the moment that he thinks Bruno's going to give it to Telles. And his timing means that the 2 or 3 seconds that it takes Bruno to give it to Telles and for Telles to cross it, he'd be in there. No sooner does he start his run, but Bruno tries to put the ball in the box. Bruno should give the ball to Telles. It's not Martial's fault, and it will be frustrating for him. And it's something that most lads watching the TV, they won't realise that Bruno's done anything wrong. But it's not good enough, and the ball's got to go to the full-back for him to whip it over. And by the time that happens, Martial would be in there. Clip number 6 is Martial trying to pin his man on the edge of the box. He's good at that. He's strong. He wants the ball into his feet. And it's Bruno again, should pass it into Martial's feet. There's only, look, in football, you get half a second. You've got to make your mind up straight away. And it just hesitates. He doesn't give the ball to Martial, and the moment has gone. It's one of the very, very few occasions where Martial, somehow or another on this occasion, is right in the middle, only just outside the box with only one man on him. No cover. The other 2 centre-backs are a lot wider. There's no cover. So often he's there with 2 men on him, sometimes even 3, almost in a telephone box. On this occasion, it was a great opportunity to give the ball into his feet on the edge of the box with only 1 man on him, and the ball just didn't come to him. It was chosen not to be played that way. Clip number 7 is just to show what I mean. Tellez clips a ball into Marshall's feet. This time he's on the corner of the box though, and it's more crowded, but it just shows you Martial's strength. Tellez does clip it to him. Martial holds one man off, another man comes to him, he holds him off, and by the time he passes it, there's virtually 4 men around him, but he manages to pass it to someone who squares it to Bruno, and Bruno has a shot. So that one's on there just to show you how the ball should be played, straight into your body. And if it's straight into his body, he's a great player at getting hold of it and holding it up. When you talk about frustration, you need good balls into the box. And clip number 8 is in the box. I think Greenwood's in the box as well. They do want decent crosses into the box, and Wan-Bissaka has got a great opportunity. He's just outside the corner of the box. The nearest defender's 7 or 8 yards away, and he should definitely get a ball into the box. And it's the defender. It really is poor. He shouldn't hit the defender when he's got so much. The defender's not close enough to him to close him down. He shouldn't be hitting the defender with that cross. Now, all of these things taken individually, by the way, look, there's no saying we would have scored from that cross, but the more times you get these things right, the more chance you've got. This is what you've got to get it right time after time after time after time. That's the way you end up scoring goals. It's the way you can end up getting an early goal perhaps, and maybe that can lead to you getting 3 goals in a game. So you've got to get these things right as often as you can. Any of these things taken as an individual situation, of course, even if we'd have done the right thing, they probably wouldn't have ended up in a goal. But there's that many of them that are wrong that if you get them all right, then there's going to be chances there at least, if not goals. Clip number 9 is just this is about showing him making a run. Things that won't get noticed on the TV. He's pointing into a space where he wants the ball playing by Bruno. No sooner he hardly makes a stride. He might make 2 strides at the most. But just as he's about to make that run, Pogba's a bit nearer to the space than he is. He makes the same run, so he stops. People will say this is about Martial. He's not making any runs. He's not moving. Have a look at that clip number 9. He's about to make his run. Pogba makes the same run. Lo and behold, it's an easy ball, but Bruno doesn't clip it high enough, and it gets headed away by the first man anyway. So it would have been a dangerous moment if Bruno would have just got it over them defenders. But it was a run that Martial started but stopped instantly. There's no point in making the same run that somebody else spots who's a bit nearer to it, which was what the situation was. Clip number 10 is on the edge of the box. He's got his man behind him, Martial. He's got him pinned, and he wants that ball into his feet. And it's explained on the clip. He's got all his weight backwards. The players at that level, when they've got a clear view of a man who's pinning his defender, well, whether he's pinning his defender or not, but especially when he's pinning his defender. When you're pinning your defender, you've got your weight backwards, and it's difficult then to set off to one side or the other. You need the ball straight to your feet. It's no good 2 yards to your left or 2 yards to your right. It's got to be right at your feet. And this ball, it's a dead easy ball, and Bruno gets it about, I don't know, it's at least 2 strides to Martial's left, and Martial doesn't get it under control. And I say on the clip, and I know most people would probably say Martial's got to do better, but it's dead straightforward. The pass has got to be better. If that pass is better, he doesn't have to move. He's holding his man. He's got him pinned on the edge of the box. It's a real dangerous situation if the ball is better by Bruno. And it's an easy ball to play. It really is. Clip number 11. What I'll probably do there then, I'm going to do 2 threads because I think I've got too many clips to put on one thread. So that'll be 10 clips on the first thread. This will be the second thread. If I can remember as I go through, I'll change these numbers from 11 to 19 to 1 to 9. So this will be the second thread. This is in the right hand channel. You can't see Martial on the screen. Obviously the camera angle, everybody only sees the same pictures that I do, by the way. But nobody, I don't think hardly anybody will have noticed it because he's not in the shot as Bruno plays it. But Bruno tries to play a ball over the top, over the fullback. Marshall, as the camera angle widens, you can see that Marshall's made a run. He's making plenty of runs, trust me. He's made a run, but the ball is too low, and Bruno, the fullback who Bruno's trying to get it over into the path for Marshall to run into, and he's loads of space. He's loads of space. If he gets it over that defender, it's a dangerous situation. Again, it's Marshall one-on-one with another defender. I can't quite tell on the screen. It might even be Jagielka, that defender. But anyway, Bruno's pass gets cut out. The defender who he's trying to get it over or past clears it with his feet. He doesn't even have to head it. So that's clip number 1 on thread 2, I suppose, and this will be clip number 2 on thread 2. This is a nice piece of play between this. I used this clip on my Bruno thread the other day actually, but it's just to show Martial. I'm showing Martial a nice piece of play between Bruno to start with into Rashford. Rashford into Martial. It's a nice piece of play. There's 2 players straight on Martial, but he just pokes it back to Bruno. And I'm showing this, by the way, to show Martial's reaction and what he's doing. When he pokes it to Bruno, he doesn't know if Bruno's going to keep the ball. So he starts to turn, but he's still got his eye on Bruno. But then Bruno sprays it left, and that's what Martial wants. He wants the ball wide, so it's coming in from the wide, from the width. And then he can get onto it as the ball comes across. You can meet the ball. It's much easier ball to attack. So when he plays it left, Martial, again, 2 steps towards the box as soon as it goes left, but then he looks to the left, and the ball by Bruno's a shocker, and Telles can't even keep it in. So, obviously, Martial, again, has done a nice little layoff, made his way towards the box, but it's a waste of time. Clip number 13, or clip number 3 on the second thread, is to show the difference of getting a ball in. It's about a 30-yard pass. This one's by Matic. He's not even pinning his man here. He's managed to come away from his man. But this pass by Matic is straight to his feet. He doesn't have to budge an inch. And he gets it, tries to turn, and we get a free kick in a dangerous area. And we need to get balls to his feet like that all the time, directly at his feet. And there's one coming up where Matic doesn't get it right as well. So they don't all. Matic gets it right more than most, but we need to get it right a lot more. Clip number 14 is to show a lot. Again, it's effort that people are talking about. On clip number 14, you'll see Martial coming in from the right-hand side of the field. He's about 10 or 15 yards outside the box, and you'll see Marcus Rashford's in sort of a centre-forward position, or just a little bit left of centre-forward. But Rashford is he's about 10 yards outside the box, if that. But he's got at least 5 or 6 yards on Martial. But the ball is being switched to the left, so it's nearer to Rashford's side. Martial's at the far side, but the ball's being switched to the left. The reason Martial's over that side, he's only just turned. They were trying to build the play up on that side, but it's been switched to the other side. So then he makes his way towards the box. The ball gets played in. I can't quite remember. I think it's by Telles. But the ball gets played in straight towards the 6-yard box where there's a defender and the keeper. And I'm showing this clip. People talk about no effort. Rashford stops. Martial has made 5 or 6 yards up on Rashford and ends up 5 or 6 yards in front of Rashford in the box, and Rashford stood still. Now Martial can't quite get there. He's 2 or 3 yards short, but when you bear in mind that Rashford had 5 yards on him and he's now 5 yards behind him, Rashford could be in front of that keeper, in front of that defender. He's got to attack that near post. And Martial's doing it all himself, and he needs help. Clip number 15. Clip number 15 there's a clip going out. It must be pretty famous nowadays. The clip by Rio, where Rio's talking on BT about Martial's defending. It's 2 minutes long now. I'm explaining the fact it's a vital thing that people need to grasp, and Rio needs to grasp it, and other pundits need to grasp it. What I'm really trying to point out is the benefit of hindsight when you know what's going to happen next. On that clip, most of you have probably seen it, Martial doesn't get back fast enough. That might be a fair criticism, but that's not the bit that I'm talking about. He does get back in time, by the way. He does end up in his own box well before they end up scoring. So he does get back in time, and he is in a position where he can threaten the player who the ball goes to. This is the bit that Rio gets wrong. Rio starts talking about the lad who's on the corner of the box and Martial's not on him. When you get back as a forward or a winger, you get yourself in a position where you're in a position to help. If the cross gets blocked or a shot gets blocked, somebody heads it out, you've got to try and get to that ball first. So he is closer to the goal than that lad. This is the important bit. Don't forget this bit. Rio's got the benefit of hindsight. He knows that a pass is going to go to that lad. It's easy to say Martial should be near to that lad. Martial's in a position trying to cover as many angles as he can. If it crosses and it gets deflected, or somebody makes a tackle, all different things that can happen, and you just need to be goal side of that player. When you're on the edge of your box and he's out near the corner of the box, you don't see it. He won't go and stand next to him. Obviously, if Martial had a crystal ball and he knew that that ball was going to end up coming out to that lad on the corner of the box, he would go and stand next to that lad on the corner of the box. He hasn't got the benefit of hindsight like Rio's got. You need to trust me on this. There's no way in the world he should be near that player. He's perfectly fine where he is. It's a 1 in 100 chance that it's going to actually end up going to that corner of the box. But it does go to that corner of the box. When it does go to that corner of the box, Rio might have a point that he could be a bit quicker. But have a look at it and make your own mind up. The lad passes it first time. Now, Martial's about 7 or 8 yards away from him. The ball's passed to him, and he passes it forward to somebody else with a first time pass. He doesn't take a touch. So I'm not so sure Martial can do anything about it whatsoever. I don't think he's in a bad position to start with. And when the ball goes to the lad, he passes it off first time. Martial could maybe get 1 yard closer to him before he passes it. I don't think he could make any difference whatsoever. So have a look at that. And I think Rio's all... There's no reason to go in on Martial on that little bit of defending. The defending was horrendous by numerous people and not as bad by Martial as it was by some of the others. He's further away from the goal, don't forget. There's lads in the box not defending properly. Clip number 16. Martial's involved in a lovely build-up which sets us in down the right. He understands, he appreciates the importance of getting the ball wide. The last half hour, I've watched it 2 or 3 times when Martial switches to the left. The type of football we play when he was on the left, look, whether you like it or not. I'm thinking of doing a watch-along one day where people can watch it and I can explain the whole thing as it's going along. But whether you like it or not, the last 25-30 minutes, and I've watched it time and time again, Martial oozes class. We're moving the ball around the field with so much smoothness. And Martial's involved in it all, and this move is typical of it. He's the one who plays a lovely ball out to the right and it allows players to attack the box. And then I think it's Wan-Bissaka feeds Marcus Rashford in. By the time this has happened, this is what I was talking about on an earlier clip. He knows that you give the ball there, and by the time one more pass happens and then it comes into the box can be getting filled. It's about timing. So he gives it to Wan-Bissaka. I think it's Wan-Bissaka. He runs forward. It gets fed to Marcus. And there's at least 4 players in the box. I can't quite remember. It might be more. But they're attacking the 6-yard box. Cavani's on by this stage. Martial's attacking the 6-yard box. There's at least 4 players, and I think it's 5, attacking the 6-yard box. And Marcus pulls back a weak. It's not a cross. There's nobody there. It's not a pass. I don't know what he does. He's just got to drill it across that 6-yard line and doesn't do that. And it's horrendous. And I say that on the clip. That's clip number 16 or clip number 6, will it be? Or I think it'd be clip number 6, won't it, on the second thread. Number 17 is a short corner. Again, it's about the frustration. You know, everyone's criticising Martial. He's in the box, but loads of other players are in the box, and they take a short corner and Bruno has a shot and it hits the defender who's standing. You know, they're all in there waiting to jump for it. You know, it's not just about Martial that, but you know, this is about defending Martial, if you like, and it's everybody else that's doing so much more wrong than he is, and he's the one that's getting all the criticism. And I honestly mean it. I honestly mean it. You know, so much is going wrong. It's not his fault. It's unbelievable. And this isn't every clip. I could do more. I could do more. Clip number 18. Clip number 18 shows him. This is the one where Nemanja gives him a poor pass, which is unlike Nemanja. It really is. His passes into people's feet are normally better. But again, Martial finds a little bit of space. He's got his man behind him. He's not pinning him, but he's got a yard off him, and he's waiting for the ball in. And he's left. It's like a 15-yard gap between Martial's here. He's got a defender behind him, inside left channel. He's got 10 to 15-yard gap from Martial to the right back. But Matic's pass doesn't come into the gap correctly for him. It goes too close to the right back, and Martial's got no chance of getting it. And again, he's let down. I'm gutted it's about Nemanja, because Nemanja's passing is normally better. But he's let down by his teammate. It's a poor pass. He's made good space, and he's there ready to receive, and the ball doesn't come. And then the very final clip, which will be clip number 9 on the second thread, shows where there's showing lots of patience. There's 10 or 12 minutes left in the game, and there's lots of passes, maybe 12 or 14 passes. It's not late enough, 12 minutes to go when you're 2-1 down, to start tossing the ball into the box willy-nilly. You still need to make your angles for your best crosses, you know, to get the ball across the face of the box. And there's lots of passes involved in this, and Martial's involved in it 3 times, I think. He plays one lovely pass to Pogba, gets it back, and Bruno's on the left wing, and Bruno has got Telles slightly outside him and a little bit further forward, and Martial gives it to Bruno. It's a little bit difficult to grasp this, but I'm 99% certain that this is what's in Martial's mind. If you have a look at the clip, he gives it to Bruno and immediately makes a dart towards the box. And I think, and now he's well outside the box. He's got 10 yards to make up, at least 10 yards, just to get to the edge of the box. So I don't think Martial is thinking, I'm going to affect the ball if Bruno puts it in. I think Martial gives it to Bruno and expects Bruno to give it to Telles, so that then by the time that's happened, again, he's in the box. But I don't think Bruno's on the same wavelength. So you can see the clip, make your own mind up. But I think Martial gives it to Bruno, and if Bruno gives it to Telles, by the time Telles gets it and by the time Telles crosses it, Martial will be coming into the box. But he gives it to Bruno. Bruno immediately puts it into the box, and there's only Cavani in the box at that moment. And you know, Martial has made a dart towards the box, but he's only got 4 strides in or something, and I don't think he's expecting Bruno to immediately put it in the box. The point about that clip, by the way, is how much patience that they're showing, and Bruno's too hasty. I think he's too hasty. I'm just, you know, a lot of people think, look, I am having a go at Bruno, but I'm just telling you how I think it should be. This is how it should be. You need to be more patient. You need to try and work the correct angle and get the ball put into the box from a better angle. And we had an opportunity there to do that, and it's happened 2 or 3 times just in that game, and it's too hasty. And in that clip, you can see the patience. He's about 14. Everybody else is patient. It comes to Bruno, bump straight in the box, and he should have given it Telles. And again, Martial will have been frustrated, and he's been involved in the move 2 or 3 times. When it comes to him making his run in the box, the ball's played into the box too early. That's about that. It's Arsenal coming up soon. I hope to get a result there. Don't know what he's going to pick. Surely Cavani will play. So I'm hoping Martial plays on the left. I really do. I've just said there, and I'll swear till the cows come home, or till I'm blue in the face, that on the left for the last half hour of that game, Martial was absolutely class, and the grief that he's getting is astonishing. and I could do a whole thread on that last half hour, and I was tempted to, but decided it was better. Rather, I could show loads and loads of good bits, really smooth passages of play when Marshall was playing on the left wing for the last half hour. None of that from the previous hour when Marshall wasn't on the left wing. Not like that last half hour. There's more good football played in that last half hour than there is in the previous hour. But I thought it was better just to show the frustrating side of the game for the centre forward, and it's a bit of a thankless task, I think, for our centre forward at the moment. And I don't think, as much as I rate Cavani big time and he got different strengths, I don't think we'd have been any better, because I don't think the service was good enough. We'd have been no better. I don't think we'd have been any better if we had Ronaldo or Lewandowski, however you pronounce it, Lewandowski is it? If we'd have had one of the top strikers in Europe playing at centre forward for us against Sheffield United, I don't think it would have made an eighth of difference. I really don't. I hope you've enjoyed that show. If you have enjoyed that show, please tell all your friends. Please subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, don't tell anybody. Keep stum.